So now we're going to switch gears over to you, David, and really start to get into the nitty-gritty of what things look like. We're going to start the workflows, what the processes look like across a range of different angles, but I'll kick this slide off around a ransomware attack with you.
Yeah, for sure, Wes. And so one of the most common attacks we see is ransomware. There are a couple of others, but this is the one that typically ends up in the media the most. It's the one that we hear about. And it's the one that tends to cause that show-stopping, business interrupting event. And what we know from doing the investigations, from understanding the various what we call threat actors, is that when the threat actor gains access to an environment, they will work out what that organization is. They'll work out if it's healthcare, they'll work out if it's a aged care, if it's a financial institute or whatever. They escalate their access, so they get essentially admin god access out of the system, and they'll delete the backups. And we often see access to the environments that they've gained access to sold on the dark web. So the person who gets into the environment, we call the initial access broker, they will then go sell that access on the dark web. And typically it'll be a threat actor group, which is a criminal organization group, who are best served to get the most out of that type of organization, who'll buy access. And then once they buy access, they get into the environment and then they encrypt all the data in the environment and make a ransom demand. And that has been the typical ransomware playbook up until very recently. And then if you want to go to the next slide, Wes, and we'll talk about where they've gone from there. Now, because of the fact that a lot of businesses got a lot better at their backups, they're no longer having USB hard drives attached to things or taking things home on sticks, or just not having backup systems at all. We've moved to an environment where more and more businesses are backing up to segmented systems or cloud or whatever, but it can't be deleted as easy. So the threat actors had to evolve, and like any good business, they look for new ways to make money out of their customers. And they said, okay, if we can't hold them to ransom for just getting their data back, why don't we take a copy of it? And we call this double extortion. So they'll take a copy of your data and they'll basically say, look, pay us or we're going to publish the data we stole on the dark web. We see a lot of particularly professional service organizations, things like law firms, because of client confidentiality, they're very keen to pay the threat actor. But again, you're paying a criminal on the assumption they're going to delete the data. And we don't have proof that they do, but we don't have proof that they don't. The next one is that they'll say, pay us or we'll start contacting your high profile clients, investors, and partners. And that's triple extortion. We see that quite often with places like hotels or anywhere where sort of affluent or very popular people go. And the threat actor will literally start contacting clients and harassing them with a view that the client is going to turn around and go, we don't want our clients being harassed. We'll pay the ransom. And the final one we call quadruple extortion is essentially pay us or we're going to start attack against your services to take them offline. And we're talking about things like e-commerce platforms or any sort of online platform, whether it's an online booking system or whatever, that taking that offline is business interruption as well. So the threat actor will do that to try and coerce the business into paying.